Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sanasa Kaba.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name's Emily Rodriguez.
We're from the New York City Emergency Management. Our goal is to help New Yorkers before, during, and after emergencies. And we do a lot of preparedness in the community,
Yes, absolutely. With crazy odd rooms. What's wrong with the rooms?
presentations.
They're like nothing wrong with them. Really tall ceilings. Some have really tall ceilings. Some are really big. Yeah. 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 These things.
Thank you. Yeah, so we do preparedness events. We go in the community. I want to answer one question before I move on. So one person said, what is the first thing I should do? So we have this book called My Emergency Plan. You should definitely go and grab one from us or from our team members over there, CERT volunteers. It tells you what are 3 steps you can take with your household and prepare for any emergencies. Either this was a hurricane, flooding, fires, and building collapse. Any emergencies you can think of, with just 3 steps, right? So inside this booklet, we have the 3 steps listed, right? So for each step, it goes much more into details of what to do. For example, step 1, make a plan. Do you have a transportation plan in case of an emergency? Fires, hurricane, do you know where to go? Do you live in a zone? Well, Emily will talk about the hurricane zone map in a second, but it also talks about, do you have a support network, right? When an emergency happens, we can't go through it by ourselves. We need people, we need friends, we need colleagues, anybody that you spend time with, right? So you can put those people in your emergency support network, have their phone numbers written down. In case of an emergency, if in any case you left your home to go to a shelter, you let this person know, hey, I am okay, I'm at this place. It should be like a buddy system. CERT would tell you about buddy system. So just check on each other before an emergency. And if an emergency happens, just keep in contact to let each other know that you're okay and that you're at a safe location, right? So also it talks about health and medical information. There's certain people who take medications, and there's certain people who are allergic to certain medication. So in this booklet, it tells you exactly to write down the different kind of medications you take or medications you're allergic to. This is in case, right? If you're incapacitated in any kind of way during an emergency, if a person, let's say someone that's there to help you, either it be NYPD or FDNY, they take this booklet, they can see that you're allergic to this medication, right? They're not going to give you that medication, right? But if you don't write it down and you're not able to communicate with them, they may give you something you're allergic to. So this is something to think about, right? So that's making a plan. Again, if you need to leave your home for any reason because there is an emergency, let's say you go into a hurricane evacuation center or you go into a family member's place. How are you getting there? Because let's say if a hurricane is coming, public transportation will stop a few hours before. So you get to decide, are you going to drive? Are you going to walk? Are you going to do anyhow to get to that place? So you decide that with your family, right? The second thing is creating an emergency supply kit. Has anybody here ever heard of a go bag? Yes. Anybody here has a go bag? When was the last time you checked your go bag? Awesome. All right. A go bag is a kit. It could be a book bag for older adults because they can't carry something that's slightly heavy. They have bags that have wheels, right? So it should be something easy to carry. It will have all the essentials you will need if you're not in your home, right? If you need to evacuate your home because there is an emergency in your home, like a fire, right? So for example, water, food, those are things we cannot leave without. So you want those in your go bag. Food that is non-perishable food. Don't put a box of mac and cheese in your go bag because you may not have access to a stove to cook, right? So you want something that's ready to eat, a snack bar, energy bar, whatever it is, right? First aid kit, flashlight, right? Copies of your important documents, passport, social security, insurance card, all those stuff. Make copies of them, put them in a Ziploc bag, right? Put it in your go bag. In case if your go bag gets wet, the papers are still protected, all right? So again, inside it, it gives you a whole bunch of lists, but you decide what is essential to you. What I have in my go bag may not be necessarily what you may have. If you wear glasses, an extra pair of glasses. You take medications, extra medications in your go bag, right? And again, everyone in your household needs to have one go bag per person, right? Put water in there. We're not telling you to put a gallon of water in the go bag because you're not going to be able to carry it. It should be easy to carry so that you can leave your home as fast as you can. And the go bag should always be visible, right? You don't make a go bag and put it all the way. Exactly, right? So then when there is a fire, we know that we need to get out as fast as we can. And we don't want to look for the go bag. You want to be able to see where the go bag is and just grab it and go. In the case of where you don't know where your go bag is, please leave your home and don't look for it, right? You can always make another one, right? So those are two things. Again, knowing when to leave your home, that's to carry a go bag. And there are other emergencies when we need to shelter in our home because the emergency is outside. Winter storms. You guys remember the air quality emergency that happened a few months ago? Where people who have like other conditions were told to not go outside because of the air condition, right? So emergencies like that. It is recommended to stay in your home. Always listen to local authorities, right? So in that case, you will not necessarily need a go bag, but you will need a supply kit that stays in your home, right? Also in here, it will tell you what that looks like. If you have any kind of question, again, it's similar to a go bag, but it's slightly bigger. This is because you don't need to move this. It could be heavier. It just has to stay in one place. It's a bin. It looks like a bin, right? So just like the go bag, you will have food, water, right? First aid kit. Other items that you may need, radio, right? So that you can listen to the news. Food, we could see canned food here, ready to eat, right? If you can opener, or there are some cans, you just open them without can openers, right? So utensils. And the difference between this and the go bag is that you see the quantity of water here, it says a gallon, and then in the go bag is 1 or 2 water bottles. This is because a person needs a gallon of water per day. So if you have 5 people in your home, that's a lot of water. And it's recommended to have this supply kit that can last you 5 to 10 days. So recommended to store as much water as you can. During COVID, toilet paper. People who buy them in bulk did not have to worry about it, right? But those who just don't buy it needed to stay without toilet paper, right? So something to think about. Store as much water as you can because we cook with water, we drink water, we bathe with water. So it's important to have those. And the third one, before I pass it on to Emily, is this, to stay informed. Talked about radios, right? You have your radio, but we also have something called Notify NYC. Has anybody ever seen this or heard of? So Notify NYC is the city's main source of emergency alerts, right? So it's a free application. We have them in 13 languages, right? So if, for example, you drive, you get notifications of if there is a certain incident on a certain route or a certain bridge that you usually take is closed down. Or if you take public transportation, there's an accident on the train or anywhere, you get notification. You go to the beach. You get notification for different things that may happen at the beach. School closure, cleaning, right? Alternate side parking. Any emergencies you can think of or daily things that may happen in the city, right? So again, there's multiple of them. You just have to check what notification you would like to receive. Then you receive notification for those. Missing persons alert. I can go on and on. This is not Citizens app, right? So this is the main notification system that you can get. Let's say if we're expecting flooding, you could get notification saying about a travel advisory to avoid certain routes or stay in your home, shelter in place, or leave your home if you live in a hurricane or flood zone. Emily will talk about the hurricane zone.
So I know that we're creeping up on lunch, but as we mentioned before, we have a bunch of materials on the table for you all to grab. feel free to talk to us. This is the hurricane evacuation zone map that we have opened up on the table. So this one we can talk about after the break, but it's basically we're still in hurricane season. So this is essential information to know. There's a QR on here that allows you to scan it, and it'll tell you what zone you lie in within New York City. But what's really important to emphasize on this is that you would receive a notification from the city letting you know if you have to evacuate or not. And essentially, all of the centers are listed on here, but in the case of an emergency, the centers can change, and then you would be able to go to this website and find out what zone is closest to you. So I know everyone's hungry.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to us, and if you have any questions, we're here after.
Thank you. Let's give a hand. New York City Emergency Management. Thank you, ladies.